Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. We last time reported in all of the details of our investigation of the tea shop to this fellow right here, but none of that is in our session notes. Our session notes are actually the same as last time, which means that we must not have achieved a major story moment. So we're going to continue and we're going to see what else we can find out. So we've spoken to this guy, and obviously he's very interesting. Oh, wait, what's this? Whale of many colors. Maybe that's another wall we can talk to. Anyway, we've spoken to this guy. We have not spoken to the angel yet. But first of all, I'm going to speak to the wall. Painted onto the ancient stone blocks, colourful imagery rises over you. It is faded, near gone. The first folk. Earth spoke about preserving the ancient murals of the city he conquered. What is this, some kind of whale? A mural of some ancient civilization. Fade era, most likely. This building has kept the murals safe over the years. The rest have been stripped off completely by the harsh Ascani wind. Let's say it's beautiful. Art is subjective. The figure on the wall stares at you. Okay, I guess we don't have enough of whatever if there's like another check to get anything from that. Hello. The angel stands tall. She's blocking the hallway leading further into the Coin Lord's mansion. Her many eyes glare at you. I spoke with the magistrate. She nods. Be finished with your business here. The magistrate will not have time again, Cleric. Darrow's let me stay in your tower. The spinning eyes stop for a moment. Uh-oh. I am aware. Are you okay with that? She is silent for a beat. The magistrate has ordered it. I'm not taking your bed, am I? I do not sleep, Cleric. Don't say weird. Got it. She bows her head slowly but does not respond. Do I get the tower all to myself? No. She doesn't mean your roommates exactly. Oh. Sounds cozy. The angel appears to sigh. I'll be going to the guard tower then. There is a bedroll on the upper floor. Do not touch anything. Her words are fair, yet she does not have the right to order you around. Okay. What level are you again? You're a level 10 angel. I see. Do you have anything more I can say to you, by the way? Mm-hmm. The Coin Lord greets you with a quick glance up from his newspaper. Cleric. Okay. No, that's it. He's basically like, no, go away. Okay. I have been told, by the way, that there's no reason not to just go to sleep in this game. By that, I'm meaning that in Disco Elysium, you would have to wait as long as possible to go to sleep if you were playing optimally, because you would wake up at the same time each day. In this game, you wake up 8 hours from when you went to sleep, which means that if you wait until the last second to go to sleep, on the next day, you're waking up much later, right? So, yeah, it's something to think about. Anyway, the old guard tower. Let's go in. We're obviously going to poke around. There's no reason not to poke around in here. A pile of ledgers covered in official city seals. You look over a thick pile of documents, each adorned with the symbol of a fish. Top secret documents archived by city clerics over many years. You have the right to look over it. I'm going to flip through and skim. The documents are not very organized. However, as your eyes glance over titles, reports, and statements made over the decades, you do find a few that catch your attention. Sweeping your gaze over the pile, you very much realize how fast you'd have to be to get this done in a decent amount of time. Looking for an official palace seal, you find a note with the sentence, "Sage leaf must be contained within." So many accounts, so many perspectives, so much to bear, or too much to bear. Obviously, just look for any mention of the tea shop. However, be careful. Each attempt to analyze a document will take time out of your day. Ooh, okay. That's quite a lot of time. We could spend 30 minutes checking out the Tolstad tea shop fire. That sounds important. It's a single page going over official statement regarding the tea shop incident on the 21st of March. There's some interesting details here, mostly things you've heard before. However, one detail that sticks out is several people do mention a man in yellow leaving the scene. That most likely is not your culprit. However, if that person is avoiding authorities, then he could know something relevant. Okay. I'm done here for now. What else have we got in here? We have this. Pile of books on the topic of theology and history. There are books, or 3 books of interest in this pile. They appear to be worn and broken. Earth and Toll founders. You find that the book has been unfortunately ruined by moisture at some point, but some of it is still readable. Not like you don't already know the story by heart. I'll skim through the ruined pages. The general gist you get is, Earth is born in Old Dimenor. Old Dimenor! Today it's called Reeds. They changed the name because, well, the entire band was pretty fucked up after the Coast War. He saves his people from a curse bomb. They flee the ruined land to Ascani. Earth, with his brother Toll and a long list of helpers, including dwarves and many others, destroy the evil Troll Empire and conquer their city. Toll, Earth's brother and mythical explorer of Ascan, founded several towns along the river Torna, famously never returned from his expedition to the Infinite Wastes. There's mention of a Borgo Darrow, the first paladin of Earth. With a quick summary of his life, he founded the Earth Guard. He began the illustrious bloodline of House Darrow. He was known for his vow to never succumb to any wounds in battle, and ironically died of a heart attack at age 40. You also spot the name Cran on one page, talking to you about that Goblin warrior's service to Earth, how he joined during the Goblin Wars. Cran, the Goblin who signed the Goblin Treaty. He served Earth for many years as a warrior of Norvik. Cran, the Goblin Traitor, the one who signed the Goblin Treaty, giving away everything to Earth after the Goblin Genocide. Sometimes goblins invoked his name to call another goblin a human lover. Oh, I see. That's the first half. The second half is all about how they built Norvik. Though you can't see when the book was published, due to the immense damage to the paper, you do notice how it ends, not with Earth's death, but with the leaving of Toll. In many ways, that was the spiritual death of the city. No one knows why, but Toll ended up leaving to go on an expedition to the Endless Wastes, far inland. Excuse me, book. Excuse me. I believe that previously my intelligence called it the Infinite Waste, but you've called it the Endless Wastes? I mean, this is unplayable, obviously. And he never returned. Okay. Humans, A Brief History. A history book by scholar Team Ailmicken. I'm assuming that's scholar. I'm not entirely sure. It could be whatever. Anyway, it's something. Is marked as official goods of Bronze Banner University. It was printed here in Norvik on the last year of the Arcane Era, 511. Bronze Banner. Oh. Updated my journal, 100 glossary entries. Okay. Anyway, Bronze Banner University, the largest public scholarly facility in Norvik, supported by the state and often the location of political upheaval these days due to student protests. That is 28 years ago. Don't I know this history already? The book does not have an opinion. I'm going to skim through it. The first chapters regale the story of humans entering Jor, along with various origins that have already been discovered. Most humans who arrived in Old Dimenor came as dragon servants during the later stages of the Fade era. I think I said something wrong here. Along with various origins that have been discovered. Yeah, anyway. That's fine. Although the book also goes into the modern refocus on attempting to avoid the clear anti-dragon biases that infused all historical documents on the topic, humans were brought to Jor from various outer worlds as workers, fodder, soldiers, and worshippers. Some were made to live in glorified internment camps, some lived as loyal subjects in royal halls. The stories of early human existence on Jor are as varied as those of today, We were slaves, yes, but each dragon was a different master. Then it spends a full chapter going over the draconic civil war during the Divine Era, and the resulting rise of Dug Dulin Dim. Skip ahead. You arrive at the Coast War. Its destructive quality impacted human civilizations as much as it did the coast itself. In short, as the Arcanists rose to ever greater power, humans journeyed into old Dimenor during the Great Consolidation. An offer of power and wealth to all men, no matter your background, was attractive to say the least. At its end, approximately 90% of all humans were wiped out. Only a few clusters of offshoot communities survived the onslaught. The book contains a solemn list of those human cultures that were fully destroyed in various curses, void bombs, and intra-human genocides. The greatest tragedy throughout history. I'm going to stare at the list, then move on. Oh, wow. That's a lot. Wait a second. Okay. In its final chapters, the book switches topic to instead focus on various humans who are still identified as unique phenotypes within human folklore. Some smaller groups across the coast have no clear lineage to draconic slavery, but whether that is due to some other origin is unknown. Okay. This is something interesting that I was just thinking about here. So, let's go back to where it was. So, it was in here. Humans were brought to Jor from various outer worlds. That's an interesting statement. Does that mean that the humanity that is in this game came from other worlds, as in other potential universes, dimensions? Is that what we're going for here? Okay. The reason I ask is that we have Japanese here, right? As a chapter. So, could we assume that the humans who came to this place came from various different dimensions, one of which is our Earth? That would be intriguing. Brought here by the dragons. That would explain the kind of weird bicycle stuff that we saw. Because the bicycles just look like bicycles from our world, but this is quite clearly a fantasy world. But if there were people from our world who were brought here, well then that would make sense. Also, does it say Japanese because this is an isekai? That's another question we have to ask ourselves. Anyway, let's start with Landboer. Also, I love how I was like, oh yeah, I'll read the book for half an hour over here, but I won't read the hour-long one because I want to go to sleep soon. And then I found this book on humans, and it's going to take us about as long, but we're stuck on it. Anyway, check the chapter on Landbauer. Agrarian humans of Vorogeny. Many formed entire cities on floating hills and are known for their shamanistic cultural practices and great primal spellcasters. They are described in the book as tall, having intermingled with the local giants, with either white or black hair, prominent nasal features, and a distinct tanned, freckled skin. The stereotype is a Vorogeny farmer is either going to be the most beautiful person you've ever seen in your life, or the most horrendous troll-looking ass. No in-betweens. A major portion of the Landbauers were forcibly drafted during the late stage of the Coast War, and it destroyed their demographics, despite the war itself never reaching their far inland country. Today, they are slowly recovering, and on the fence between industrialization or keeping to their agrarian roots. The Yanzu? Known as the greatest human warriors of the Fade era, these humans were known to inhabit both Divini Torum and parts of northern Ascani during their service to the Red Dragon Isuth, also known as Men of Fire and River, although the book laments the lost spelling of their original name, which seems to originate in the same tongue as the owl folk of Divini Torum. During the Great Consolidation, all these humans either left their original homes or were forced out by celestials, dwarves, elves, trolls, and more. They are described in the book as short and dark-haired, with various skin hues. Historical documents seem to indicate that those of Fire and those of River were two entirely separate people who have been clumped together over time due to their similar facial features, although records indicate the two might come from entirely different origin worlds. They are sometimes derogatorily called the Dwarves of Reeds, as their masterful craftsmanship is unrivaled among the ashes of the Coast War, and they're kinda short. Is charisma just basically giving me the negative stereotype of all of them? So far, yes. Okay. Earthfolk. Pale, generally brown-haired and tall humans, whom the book makes clear were a very tiny minority among the many people of old Dimenor. They originally appeared to have served a dragon named Balam, but no historical sources exist of that name beyond the oral traditions of the tribe itself. The only thing that makes the Earthfolk unique is their expertise on shipbuilding and their choice to flee their homeland before a curse bomb ruined it forever. These people then went west and conquered Ascani thanks to their god Earth, which the book does not go into detail about and instead points towards many other sources. Today, Earthfolk account to around a quarter of the entire human population on Jor. Without Earth, we would have been another name on that list of lost human cultures. The interesting part is that none of these documents ever mention the original name of these humans. But this is no secret. Many old men, at least centenarians, still refer to the classical oral term in use before Earth became their savior. Vikings. Oh, Earthfolk are Vikings? The folk of old Dimenor who lived scattered among the western shores. Those few who survived the creation of the Curse Land followed Earth to form the city of Norvik. I guess it kind of makes sense given how, Norvik does sound like it could be fairly Scandinavian in name. Okay. Check the chapter on Abalindi. Sometimes called the Blades of Blood City Bay, these humans live across the white plains and sands deep inland in Feltyre. They are rare to find along the coast and are described as looking similar to the people of the mountain, dark-skinned and stout with clear red eyes and broad noses. Famously, they run several of the greatest forges on the coast, having earned them a name throughout many of Feltyre's most dire conflicts, purely as arm dealers. The chapter explains how their expertise with guns especially brought them notoriety during the Coast War until the Powder Curse, that is. Check out the chapter on the Dimenorians. The pale, dark-skinned, and stereotypically gaunt humans who served the great Mad Drake Alganoth within the plains of Inner Dimenor. They spawn many of the original Arcanists and make up a large portion of the surviving Reedsian human population. If someone says that human looks like, or that human looks Reedsian, they usually refer to pale skin and dark hair. Check out the chapter on the Toelloni, or Toellona? Lona? Toellona? Okay, anyway. A small religious human people who thrive within the heartlands of He-She. They are sometimes called the Great Human Hunters. While few in number due to their constant struggle against the demonic forces, as all people of He-She are prone to do, the Toellona live within a sacred spire on the eastern Grand Mesa. They are described as tanned, tall, and famously naturally attuned with primal forces. Some compare them with the agrarian Landboer, but sources indicate that they are very different in both origin and cultural practices. They do not struggle with demons. Demons struggle with them. Oh, okay. I'm going to check out the chapter on the people of the mountain. These are the followers of the Golden Horde, a vast group of humans who live upon the Holy Mountain. Holy Mountain, a short name for the singular infinite mountain set along the coast of Divini Torum, one of those natural world wonders or whatever. While secretive, they have become less isolated during the last few decades of celestial expansion, and can today be found on rare occasions in various cities across the coast. They are described as dark-skinned with black or white hair, and eyes that indicate their positions of hierarchy among their kind. No pupils mean they are an attendant, glowing eyes mean a gate lord, dark eyes indicate that they hold a lower placement upon the slope. Whatever that means. Okay, let's check out the chapter on the certs. Typically stout and red-haired humans who served the great Tisserellanor in western Dimenor. Most famously, both Calum Dimenori and Doug Dulindim originate from this culture. The book also mentions that this phenotype could be found in most surviving human populations along the coast today, due to their prominence in the early Arcane era. You've probably got some cert blood in you. Japanese. An almost mythical human peoples of the secretive realm of Im. The so-called Japanese have been a popular topic of fiction since their discovery in the early mid-Arcane era. You too were swept up in a samurai phase during your early years? The book explains how rare it is to see one of their fabled ambassadors travel across the coast, but so far, due to the magically isolated nature of their kingdom, not much is known of their nature. Okay, close the tome. Well, obviously we gotta read Beyond Reads by Meridoc Moonwatch. You open it, hoping for an interesting take on coastal travel. Instead, you're immediately met by a pop travel guide. Oh no. It's written by the famous freestrider Meridoc Moonwatch, a trade prince of the Free Cities. The introduction is styled as a personal note to the reader. Moonwatch uses very casual language to convince you of his expertise. It's also filled with freestrider propaganda. At least this helps spread freestriderism across the coast? No, I can't read this shit. No, you cannot. This is trite, so I should close it. Yeah, might be for the best. Okay. I'm done here, I think. Okay, what have we got here? A copper calendar? On the wall, you see a classic copper calendar. Every household in the city has one of these. It's spinning ever so slowly. The outer wheel moves one full step every day. The middle wheel moves every month, and the inner moves every year. This one seems special. It keeps track of both the seasons of Ascan, Reeds, and Virgeni, as well as all major Earthfolk holidays. What day is it? The outer wheel tells you it is March 22nd. When's the election? In 5 days. What's the current month? The calendar's middle wheel is showing March as the current month. That's the 3rd month! It is! Well done! What year does it say it is? The inner wheel is very still on a piece of copper saying 27 post-war. It has always been easy to keep track of how old you are thanks to that. Oh, wait a second. So we were born as the war ended? That's interesting. Since the era is as old as I am, does that mean I'm the chosen one? No. It's entirely an unremarkable coincidence. Of course! Maybe in your heart. Who decides when a new era begins? Jor. Magically attuned items and timekeeping spells will keep time in regards to the eras. Eras which shift for reasons beyond anyone's understanding. Anyone's but Jor's, most likely. So one day all the timekeeping spells just magically shift to show a new era? Yes. Cool. It is. Who decides on the names of the eras? The eras have no objective names. They are chosen by each culture differently. In Norvik, the common era type is to follow the Reedsian common structure, which is Gate era, 3,000 years, Fade era, 100 or 1,100 years, I'm assuming? Anyway, Divine era, 379 years, Arcane era, 511 years, Post-War era, 27 years ongoing. The Gate era is the earliest era, right? Yes, from the creation of the coast by Jor to the closing of the gates at the end of the Gate War. Fade Era was that time when all the ancient creatures died, right? More or less. It was the era when the powerful creatures trapped after the gates shut struggled for dominance, while losing connection with their outer gods. This was an era of giants, genies, dragons, and great aberrations. Divine Era is a short one. That's the feudal era, right? Indeed, while short in comparison, almost 4 centuries is a long time in terms of great change. This was when mortal walking gods ruled the coast, when great kingdoms rose and great empires conquered vast lands. Or, as you say, feudalism and barbaric governments. The Arcane Era was a bit longer. That's when the Arcanists rose and fell, right? It was an era marked by man's power and corruption, when God's influence waned in juxtaposition with the might of the esoteric. And the post-war era has just begun. We will see how long it lasts. You will most likely not see its end. Good to know. Indeed. I'm going to look closer at the seasons marked around the wheel. You see the months and seasons marked into the copper plate. Gorgoni, Virgeni Summer, 6th. Vilteni, Vitian Spring, 1st. March, Virgeni Autumn, 22nd. Beltan, Ascani Spring, 3rd. Vitian Summer, 1st. Dissi, Virgeni Winter, 20th. Fusi, Vitian Autumn, 1st. Kronos, Ascani Summer, 28th. Ingarmi, Virgeni Spring, 14th. Eltre, Ascani Autumn, 14th. Sumil, Ascani Winter, 7th. Vitian Winter, 1st. It only mentions 3 of the bands. What about the rest? A list of all 8 bands would be excessive. You saw a true season calendar once. It was in the Palace Long Hall. The great wheels turned by use of some ancient esoteric force, and every band had its seasons marked clearly on the glowing plates. A glorious magical item. My birthday is on the 13th of Kronos. It is! I like how Wisdom's just like, good job. You're doing really well. Do I have to keep track of this? It would be ridiculous for a grown man to not know the names of the months. Alright, every band's seasons shift on different days. That's confusing. It is. But don't worry, you have never left Ascan in your life. And you never will. Leva och du I Ascan. That is your fate. Okay, good, neat. Let's check out the holidays. You look at the various holidays marked into the copper plate. Gorgoni, Earth's Passing, on the 7th. Earth's Passing, the day your god died. Norvik used to celebrate this with fervor when you were little, as many fanatics believed he would return if they hosted a truly legendary feast. Earth's Passing! Drink and feasting with family and friends, mostly used to ignore the darkness of winter outside. Vilteni, Fast of Tuk, on the 17th. March, Great Migration, the 5th. Wait a second, I have also just realized that we have, like, if these were the names of the months, it's Gorgoni, Vilteni, March. Wait a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there are 10 months. That's intriguing, and one of them is still called March. Huh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just mentally checking that I'm not going crazy. Yeah, that's fewer months. Beltan, Blood Night, 1st. 7 Silence, 7th. Thissi, River Run, 3rd. River Run, Norvikian holiday celebrated at the start of summer. Traditionally, a bike race is held along the River Torna each year. Lucy, Folks Feast. Kronos, Toll Stands. Ingarmi, Phoenix Watch. Eltra, Torna's Flame, The Ascent. Sumil, Robelight Night. I'm going to look at the marking that says Founding of Norvik. The calendar says 468 Arcane. The Arcane era was 511 years. Since it is currently the 27th year of post-war era, that means Norvik was founded 70 years ago. That's pretty recent. It probably will not reach 100. That's pretty pessimistic. Don't say that. Don't ever say that. Earth City will live for 1,000 years, you blue knave. Keep telling yourself that. If the Arcanists could not reach more than half a millennia, the city has no chance in all the hells. That, you feel, is guaranteed. Okay, that's all for now, calendar. Well, that's it. We've got a whole chunk of lore. Glorious shrine to the one and only Earth? Yeah, so this is a shrine. Cool. We might as well pray here. Right. We've done praying before. Coin Lord of Norvik. A powerful man with much to lose. If he fails his grip, there is no reason to appease him. If he retains it, you are wise to stay his ire. Dead Elf. Her death is complicated. Her goals muddled. She is at the center of a web. But who was right and who was wrong? Alright, I'll finish my prayer. Have I got the spells I want? I guess I kind of... Yeah, I mean, I guess these do just still make sense. They're the only spells I have. What is this anyway? For duration, any hit points lost are reduced by 1. Huh. Okay, and yeah, Charm Person, which we haven't really done. A fine place to sleep, relatively speaking. Alright, well, let's save. In fact, you know what? This deserves an even better save. This deserves an end of day 1 save. Why do we need an end of day 1 save? Well, if something goes terribly, terribly wrong, it's useful to have saves at the end of days because we could choose to do other things. But anyway, there it goes. The first day on the job. You did good. Well, no. Intelligence. We could have done good. We could have actively done good for people. And that would not mean that we did well. But, anyway, I understand the correction. You did well. Good is for the gods. As you approach the bedroll, you think to yourself, is there anything else you need to do before sleeping? Think about it. Nothing comes to mind. But you feel it. The youth gathering, yelling. Two sides, each holding an idealized view on the world, their voices echoing across the shipyard. The young and dumb. On Water Lane. Wait, I haven't gone to Water Lane yet. Should I do that? Yes. Trouble on Water Lane View? There's always trouble there. It's a simple teenage rebellion. They can sort themselves out. What kind of trouble are we talking about here? The young kind. The angsty kind. The kind of trouble that needs wrangling by the Cleric. Okay, I'll head down right now. Down to Pillar Crossing past the bridge. Leave right now. Okay. My brain told me that I am not ready to go to sleep, actually. I'm ready to go to Water Lane. My mistake. I thought I was ready to go to sleep, but I wasn't. Okay. Although we need to go to sleep soon. So where are we going? It was like down... I'm not entirely sure. No, let's go to the sign. The sign will help. The sign always helps. Hello? You look like the person I saw in the previous episode who I was like, they totally exist. And then we went and looked and they weren't there. You hear footsteps coming from behind. Tendrils of the depth. What? An ambush? Your body tenses. Do not falter. Can I cast Cure Wounds? No, I think there's a reason to cast that spell. Roll initiative. It could be worse. Oh, okay, they get to go first. Be last at initiative. Well, there's only 2 people, so like obviously we could be last. They were waiting for Snell to leave? Oh no. Wait. The magical dagger aimed at your chest. Huh? It lands. Ow. Piercing the chainmail. Steel unto flesh. Just a little blood, it'll be fine. Adrenaline pumping, let's go. Yeah, this situation's screwed up. Can't talk your way out of this one. However, you could probably try to confuse him. Try to dodge, you've got the wrong cleric, or try to understand your attacker. Can I cast Charm Person on this bastard? No, this is not a valid target. You have no idea why or how, but you know this. Yeah, I'd like to heal myself, please. That's a huge heal. Okay. You're exhausted and you're already stabbed. You've got the wrong cleric. Almost. The assassin gives you a look for just half a second before he dives in for the attack once again. Worth a try. You must have been not so convincing standing there shaking. Don't stop. This bastard sure won't. You must destroy the attacker. You miss, Snell. Once again, the assassin goes for a thrust, this time aiming at your throat. Shit. You feel nothing as it goes in. I lived and avoided exhaustion. How deep, you do not know, but the warm rush of blood shows that something happened. Die. You are standing, but not for long. The assassin just stands there, his blade drenched in your blood. How are you? He is amazed over your resilience. Is that the worst you can do? Coughing up blood. It's time to act. Strike back. Of course, I'm going to punch them. Oh no, 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 no. You put all your might into a swing and it flies right past the mask of the assassin. Ugh. Darn it. Fuck this. Sounds like a kid. Is this a teenager? Jeez. He takes a step back and mumbles some strange words. Stop right there. Before you can reach him, a cloud of esoteric mist poofs into existence from his hands. The assassin is gone, along with any evidence of wrongdoing. Also, did you notice that we passed yet another death check? We haven't been in danger of failing any death checks. Is this because we're lucky? Or is this because there's something in the game that's meaning that we won't die? Catch my breath. How horrific. Someone's really trying to kill you. Apart from the wounds you sustained, of course. The fact that there for sure is an assassin out for your life is pretty bad. Like, it's gonna be hard talking your way out of the next time this guy tries to end you. You will have to be stronger next time in order to capture this foolish spellcaster. That was Misty Step at the end there. Could this be a rogue spellcaster? It is probably not an officially licensed magic user. No. That would be ridiculous. The city does not hire esoteric killers like this. Of course it does. No further explanation. Your guess, the masked one, is a warlock out for blood. You'll have to catch him to find out more. The bastard really did try to catch me off guard and alone. Yes, he is clearly a coward. Not that the goblin would be able to do much, of course. You miss, Snell. This has to be connected with the tea shop, right? Do not be so hasty to make connections. Just break his damn neck next time. Mystery solved. I'll get him next time. Good attitude. You can try. Let's not stay here. Time to go. So we definitely saw that guy. Like, we 100% saw them. Yeah, before. We saw them on top of the tea shop. That's wild. Okay. Hey, sign? Can you tell me which way is Wassailine View? Down the temple steps, across the circle square, through the garden tunnel, over the pillar crossing. Most commuters take one of the wooden bridges. Okay. So let's... it's gonna be this way. Okay. Interesting. Huh. I did like how they showed them there though before. So if you're paying attention, you could have spotted them like we did. The halfway bridge, it connects with the palace and the rest of southern Norvik. Wait, is this where I want to go? I don't think so. Maybe? I don't know. Probably not, I guess. Must be the other way. Wait, unless this is the wooden bridge. No, that's not the wooden bridge they're talking about. Tolstad West. Maybe it's up here. And maybe it's up this way. Although this is quite clearly a stone bridge, now that I think about it. Yeah, I am a little lost, but that's okay. At least running around doesn't cost time, so... That's okay. Oh, a bag. A satchel. It looks greasy. Oily instructions. A page of hard-to-read text titled A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Okay, that's a later type activity. There are things to steal, though, here. The label on the sack says Autonomous Construction Incorporated, Skilled Unseen Labor till 11 PW. Okay. Might as well have this stuff. Sack full of cement? There's something else in it too. An apple. Oh, okay. Crate has something in it. A shard of jor. Okay, cool. Bin. Trash receptacle, mostly stacked with old zines. Reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. No, do not. You did not just... Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road, you see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been out here for God knows how long, and you think to yourself, what the hell's... I'll just eat some trash. No, 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 you're not eating from the fucking trash. Calm down, it's not trash, or it's done, you're too late. Calm down, it's not trash. Was it in the trash? Yes, it was in. Well, there you go. You're officially a trash eater. Great job. Will I ever recover from this? Sorry to say, but you've officially crossed the line dividing man from bum. You are now a bum. Alright, well, it's my treat. So, like... whatever. Okay, garden tunnel it said. Which is down this way, right? What is this? What is this? Huh? Up in the air, 10 feet or so over the moonlit grassy field, you peer out at the outline of a bubble. It sits fixed, wobbling by the push of some unknown force clearly not affected by wind or anything else material. An esoteric pocket in the making. Look closer. It is still forming. If you really want to find out what kind of pocket it'll be, you'll probably have to waste some time here. That could be neat. Could be a chance to impress the goblin. Turn them even more into your loyal follower or something akin. Your past experience tells you an approximate time. 1 hour. 1 hour will form into something solid. I should make sure this doesn't turn into a major issue. Yes, it is your duty. Oh? Yes, this esoteric. Old master play with many bubbles like this. Why did your old master play with esoteric pockets? Old master did book a lot. Write word. Read word. Many book. Many about bubble. Old master go to bubble, cast magic and watch what happens. Meek was with him on many trip. Never not in dungeon though. Well, now you get to see one up here, I guess. Yes, very happy Meek. If Meek had not dungeon was so big, Meek would have gone to not dungeon in less time. I have to spend a full hour watching it? An esoteric pocket is unreasonable. If you leave for a second, it might be gone or go completely out of control. You know well, the esoteric is much impacted by surrounding sentience. If thinking mind is near, if it is observed, the pocket will act more rationally. Alright. Late night hours. Real fun time to stay out in Tolstad. A cool ocean gust. Come far from Jor's Point. Entering your helm, leaving your face numb. This is the kind of night heroes are created, the kind when dark forces emerge from the chasms to be beaten back by the bellowing horns of the light. Focus on the pocket. Norvik has a recorded rate of 0.15 rate of depth. Daily esoteric point formation. This rate is similar to the other coastal cities. Few of these pockets result in anything above a 1-star danger rating as well. The current rate for anything higher, 1 in 10. Thus his pocket before you will arguably not result in anything dangerous or interesting. But it's still your job to deal with it. Look up. Above the shimmering pocket, far up, you see the moon. Moon, the light of the night, the great source of power that moves alone across the sky at night, is a different colour and follows different movements in each band. Niscani is light blue and stays in the sky for far longer than the rest. Alone, in that ever-wide expanse, a blot of light as wide as your thumb on an outstretched fist, circling around the white, its blue-hued ring. It shines particularly bright on this cloudless night. Even this grassy field, the roof of the garden, which holds no glowstone, nor everlasting flame, is so brightly illuminated that you have no trouble seeing each individual dewy blade of grass as you plant yourself on top of them. This spot is where you will wait. Isn't there a saying about this? Something about not staring at esoteric pockets? I'm going to close my eyes, maybe fall asleep. Cold, rigid, wet, hard. Despite this, your body screams for rest. Do I even have a say in this? No. As time passes before and beyond, all this an instant for the man in the eternal pool. A man? What man? Never mind. A distraction, a tingle, glowing or growing. Awaken. Your intuition was correct, as always. You waited 1 hour and now you get to witness this esoteric event. It is forming. It has become. Oh. No, it is you. This must be a gravity-repelling pocket. It will surely kill you. Focus. And flail harder. You drift higher. Is he ordering you to do so? I'm going to try and figure out how to descend. Pocket sand. What? It's simple. You throw some pocket sand upwards with force. The particles act as equals and opposites. Okay, I'm going to grab in my pockets and toss some gravel upwards. You do so, scattering the pebbles and dust into the air like 1,000 little glimmering gems against the utterly black night sky. Then you descend, just according to plan. The moment you touch Earth, the pocket destabilizes. It shorts out. The bubble pops. Gravity returns to normal. You lie on the wet grass. I'm gonna get up while groaning. You are discombobulated, but you are whole. Look up. The pocket is gone. Is it actually gone? You feel on edge. Maybe it's best to go to bed. The grass beneath your feet is cold and wet. Regular cold and wet. You did well with this strange thing. It was a bit of fun, eh? Take a deep breath and leave. Okay. We're going to quick save here. We are now at, what was it? I went to bed at 1:30 and it's now 10 to 4. What time is morning? I don't know. Okay. Well, we'll pop through here. Tunnel to Central Tolstad? Is that where I'm going? I think so. I don't know where the hell I am. Yeah, go through Pillar Crossing. Where are you? Fridus. I have no idea. Okay. She is dressed in fine silken robe. Her hair is short and coarse, the rebellious kind, but earthfolk nobility nonetheless. Okay. So this way? Kinda just like going on a vibe as to where I need to go. That seems odd. I might leave the glowing door for now. I don't think that's where I need to go. Okay. We're looking for the way to Water Lane. There's so many doors here. There's so much of this game we've still got to explore. To Water Lane View, the sound of the docks echo from beyond. Right, so this is the way I want to go. I think this is what I'm looking for. Hello. Rollo Malak. I get terrible rolls on all of these. Level 1 unemployed human, or Earthfolk. The next generation, late-stage human representing all young men among the Earthfolk. Statistically, it could be worrying. If all young men today feel as lost and unemployed as this one, then everything must be going to shit. At least he's politically active. That also might be a worrying detail. Young men with little to lose and everything to gain are, historically speaking, a common driving force behind world-changing conflicts. If the old guard nationalists do not represent them, if free striderism does not support them, if Asgalism is way too progressive, then what phrase will these rumblings lead us along? Okay. And then here we have young Asgal Modissa. Yep. I don't understand them at all, apparently. Let's say FT? Ascani Reeds Trading Company. Free Strider logo. Ah, so probably F, yeah. Hello? A tent scene. Oh, a cleric, just in time. 4 young guys just hanging around looking normal. Except the angry-looking blonde kid. We've confiscated the illegal goods, he says and bows his head. For the city. He turns his head towards one of the kids behind him. How's it going, Earthness? Or Earthnessie? I'm trying, hold on. Are you militia? The blonde kid shakes his head. I'm Rollo, the blonde kid says and takes a bow. Rollo Malak, at your service. Behind me are Earthnisse, Stenbuskin, and Toli, were members of the Norvikian resistance, a movement to... You're thieves. And ignorant book burners. The girl adjusts her spectacles and straightens her back. With all due respect, Mr. Cleric, don't believe a word from these thugs. You notice the 2 other girls behind her, a halfling and a dwarf, both look at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Assholes. Careful, it's an actual cleric. Thugs? Come on, Modissa. Really? Like the AY aren't just a bunch of ruffians. Hello, everyone. I'm the cleric. They've stolen, she hisses, then turns to Rollo to bark out. You stole our entire Waterlane delivery. Cleric, more like you. Yeah, sure, of an illegal newspaper. Lord Cleric, I assure you, we're doing the city a favor here. Lord Cleric? I dig it. I'm the Lord Cleric. Oh, sure. Mention you're the cleric 10 times? Of course. Wait, I can say I need to correct something here. I'm not actually a cleric. No, I am a cleric. You know what I'm going to say? Are you kids even allowed to be out this late? Actually, you know what? I'm sensing a conflict here. You're here to uphold the law, right? So arrest these assholes. Now. The dwarf grabs her hand and holds her back. Modissa, calm down, please. Okay, let's see. Nationalist boy? Okay, you. What's going on here? First of all, thank you for listening to reason. I know we look like some dumb kids, but we're not. Something about his expression makes you think the exact opposite. He gestures towards you and then to himself. We're on the same team here. I don't look dumb. He says, looking dumb. Stop stalling. Tell me what you're doing here. So, we heard about the Asgal chant being delivered on Tolstad. Or I did, at the guild. I work at the fishery and I see every day how Earthfolk get radicalized by dwarven nonsense. So I figured I'd get the boys with me and we'd, you know, put a stop to it. You want to stop the production of a copper paper. We couldn't figure out where the thing was printed or anything. A lot of copper press zines don't really have official companies behind them. Especially trash like the chant you hear coming from the short kid in the back. Go fuck yourself, Toli. Hey, relax. I'm telling our story here to the good Lord Cleric. He turns back to you and coughs once. Of course, it's illegal to distribute unlicensed papers in every official district, so I ask around. Apparently someone saw these girls at the university going around delivering it. It wasn't that difficult to figure out. It was Modissa doing the deliveries. Fucking Modissa. She's not allowed to do that, the large kid in the back says with a nod. Wait, you guys know each other? There's history here? Yeah. Back at school, everybody knew who Modissa was. The Asgalist Annoyance, the blonde kid says with a grin. Such a terrible nickname, unimaginative and boring. Also, fuck you. Anyway, that's how we got here. They're delivering an illegal magazine and we gotta put a stop to it. He grins wide and proud. Okay. You, explain your side. She scoffs. Okay, fine. The dwarven friend mutters, Modissa, in a concerned tone. Her friends are trying to keep her from being too brazen. Why? If they're in the right, she should be brazen. We deliver papers for the Asgalian chant. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a pretty big deal. She draws a sharp breath. We have a busy schedule, and right as we started delivering the papers in Waterlane, these pieces of shit started following us, taking papers we'd just delivered right out of people's mailboxes. That's illegal, right? Asked the halfling girl. Just a bit illegal, maybe. Of course it's illegal. Your opinion does not even register. She does not even hear it. Insolent behavior. And then they grab one of our paper stacks from Zerba, like straight up assault and theft, and... Modissa, it wasn't... They can't get away with this. What does the law say about this conflict? The Asgal chant, or whatever silly name its anonymous publisher gave it, is not licensed for distribution in Tolstad. The city knows that terrible papers should not be given out. At the same time, it is also illegal to steal delivered newspapers from mailboxes, even if those papers are delivered illegally. Both are in the wrong? In different ways, yes. Your sense of justice says only one thing. The newspapers are filled with ill-making propaganda. Let it burn. I could just charm one of them, right? With your witty sense of humor? No, the spell. That would be a solution. Tell them you've made up your mind and cast it on one of them. What are you guys voting in the election? The Workers' Party, she says. Duh. Same for me. The dwarf raises her hand carefully. Yeah. And these stupid boys are obviously voting for the party of Norvik. No we're not. None of us are. Yeah, fuck that. What? Yeah, no. The silent kid in the back raises his fist into the air. Fuck the establishment. Rulo nods to the cleric. There are deeper forces at work here. Divine forces. You should support the city, kid. Oh, we are, but... I'm gonna say... What, you're not voting for anything? Indeed. We're not voting at all. He looks insanely proud. What? If you don't engage in democracy, the bad guys win. We, the blonde kid says, gesturing to his three friends, we are fighting the evil powers, ready to establish a true resistance to anti-human sentiments. For Earth. The girl with the creased brow sighs loudly. Take my god out of your mouth, kid. He stutters and looks to the guys behind them. Sorry. I've come to a conclusion. Good, she says and nods. Great, good. Okay. Well, I kind of want to get rid of both of them. But, isn't there a compromise to be found here? Yeah, compromise, I guess? Probably not. Maybe. Nah. Well, I mean, out of these two options, obviously we're on the side of the nationalists, although, like, we don't really like them that much, because they're not voting, as they have to, for the party that we've told them to. I'm going to approach the girl with the spectacles to check if I can argue against these Asgals. What are you... Hey! She frowns as you approach. What do you want? They seem very defensive. Do you have a license to distribute this paper? She squints at you for a few seconds before answering. I do not require a license as a paper deliverer. My boss, the ACP, Asgalian Copper Printer, is fully in the right to print this paper. Sadisa. Dwarven slang phrase that means roughly, that's how it is. Okay. So you're like an Asgalian gang leader, huh? She tries to meet your question with a frown. No, I'm just an Asgal, hard at work. Mr. Cleric. You're not evil, are you? She glares at you. No, Mr. Cleric. I'm going to construct an argument that makes her go away. Failure. Oh, regretfully, you should be informed. There's no clear legal argument here to you. What, really? The very nature of this conflict lies in the fact that both sides have legal issues. Whatever argument you can come up with, she will refute them with the other side's illegality. It's a whatabouts type situation. So what do I do? You find another way, or perhaps you simply rethink your strategy? No. Obviously, I just use a shard and redo it. Holy moly. Okay, this is meant to be easy, by the way. But we've still got the +4 from exhaustion. So this is usually a 7, so we would have passed on the initial check. How does it get lower each time? It's not just failing each time, the number is getting lower. Okay, and again. This is insane. It's been a lower number each time. How? Okay. It's got to be a nat 1 next time if it's going to be lower. Let's do it again. I'm trying to roll, by the way, an 11 on a d20, and I failed so many times. Okay. We'll do it again. It's a matter of pride at this point. How can I fail this many times? It's a 50-50, roughly. I haven't even managed to get above 10. This is insanity. What? Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, my only answer is to charm her at this point, so charm person. I passed that one. Resisted. Spell failed? What do you mean spell failed? Guess I'll step back. Yeah, I'll step back. Wait, I can't click on that. Okay. It won't let me click on anything, so I'm just going to go for one I can click on. Mr. Cleric, what do you think you should do? I think you should leave. Fine, okay. Wait, no, that's about spell resisted, but I guess we must have passed? Okay, that's weird. What? But let's go. It's for the best. The girls take the last of their stuff and head off. Hells yes. Awesome. How did you do that? Great work, seriously. You're doing good work here. Keep it up. Thanks, he says as they turn away. We're holding a meeting at the roller mill tomorrow. You should come by if you got time to help the resistance. I get if you're busy, so... but just in case... Within a minute, the boys have dispersed, leaving Water Lane a little less rowdy than before. Okay, so I guess my spell passed, despite it saying that it did not. Okay. Oh, we got 2 things that we can internalize. I didn't even notice we have this one as well. Class conflict. Wait, that's class conflict and young and dumb. Let's do young and dumb. Is this going to take time to internalize? Probably not. Trouble brewing. Young women running around in the streets slinging Asgalist propaganda to unsuspecting citizens. Boys causing chaos in the name of some hapless magazine-inspired rebellion. This cannot be tolerated. No, it cannot. Too much chaos has been caused by these damn kids. Indeed, this must be solved. With the might of the state we shall. The Asgal youths did nothing to warrant such pushback. This era is one of communication, ideas interchanged freely between a populace of free-minded thinkers, folk dreaming of an egalitarian potential. However, the problem lies with the unfortunates who break and sear Fulcarian thought with reckless unkindness. You must pray for them, beg of them, to please stop being so mean. Appealing to their better nature, great idea, sarcastically. To believe in the better nature of these boys will not hurt you. Those boys might be unkempt and rough, but they are proud citizens of a great city. They are performing a service, albeit a crude one beyond the realm of law. But the youth Asgals, they're even more unlawful, to a much steeper degree. Steeper? Steeper! How'd you calculate that degree of unlawfulness? Entirely through the morality of their behavior. I see! What has happened here is a complication upon society, a representation of the wider culture. Young men are drawn towards the rough, downtrodden world of the dreamers, the hope of national unity through the Earthian story, one of leadership and honor. But without that guiding star there is no such singularity, no control, no wise king to bend the knee to. Instead, these boys are simply expressing pain through violence and acting onto those who are attempting to craft a more caring future. That is, young women. They, as opposed to young men, are drawn towards a more social type of unity, with welfare and Asgalian flattened hierarchical structures. Beyond Asgal himself, who is by his function also a male figure, it is a womanly people you should look towards. Lady Fair is one. The halfling god? Yes, Lady Fair and those not, the walking god who gave everything to save her people. Her words are few but spread far across the coast. Her church is quite active among Norvikian society as an organization of charity, one open to all folk no matter their origin. The egalitarian dream, this is why women, as harsh as it is to say, are simply more suited for Norvikian leadership. Lady Fair makes it clear. A house held by women stands any season. But I want to lead in the future, and I'm not a woman. Does that mean you can bring wisdom and goodness to the world as a man? But if a woman rises to the occasion, you must make an effort to enable her rise. There is something so powerful about dreams. Ideas spreading from man to woman, woman to man. But the Asgalian dream is not a blessing, it is a smile wrought in pain, a vision of a thousand layers of intersected nets and labels, tangling every person and snaring them into oppressor or oppressed. And there is oppression, there are unfair hierarchies, the world is corrupt. But not fundamentally. If these boys are pushing back against Asgalism, that is only natural. It is an ideology which pushes a foundational belief that they are naturally, oppressively superior. If a young man grows up in squalor, finding zero advantages from him being a man among patriarchs, nor any power from being a human, especially if he grows up within non-human clusters, something many of the poorest humans do. When he is unable to find a job at age 19 and has almost no political, social, or economic power in his life, which dream do you think he would believe in? The one calling him to fight to reclaim what it is by right, a good life as a future patriarch, or the one calling him an oppressor? It does not call him an oppressor, that is an unfair reading. Asgalism is about systemic change. That young man is trapped in the same cycle of violence that all men find themselves, since the dawn of time, that he must fight, that he must be a patriarch to have that good life. Asgalism would lay the foundation that allows him to be free from these burdens, to be free to find that job, that good life with the same prospects as everyone else. That foundation is laid by raising women to the forefront, by allowing them to flatten our hierarchies and bring about a new world. Oh wow, okay, so we're getting into it. I suppose if a man already has it pretty terrible in a world where he's supposed to be at top, then a world where his advantages are gone would seem even worse. Sure, there's a female perspective here somewhere as well, but I've only really read about it in Mum's books. Seems to me it's more of a branding issue. The Asculus need to be more in tune with the economic aspect of intersectionality. They're clearly losing out on a ton of angry book-burning boys. Look, I just want what's best for women. Or no, I don't care about men and women. I'm an equal hater. We all suck. This one is fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Well, I would say that because we just do what strength tells us, if strength has a strong feeling, that 1 is what we're going to choose. Thinking about it, I think that 3 is probably closer to what I would think. I think that it's closer that there is a branding issue and that they're losing out on. But we're going to go with 1. I suppose if a man already has it pretty terrible in a world where he's supposed to be at top, then a world where his advantages are gone would seem even worse. That is again the unfair reading, yes. You can think of it as unfair, or you can think of it as a clear message. You need to come to that realization. The one every boy reaches towards the late stages of their capitalistic, pubertistic and socialistic awakenings that... No, not at all. That is only your placement you must understand. It is only your placement you must understand. Figure out where you're planted. Where you planted these 2 feet of yours, and accept where your bones will begin their incessantly slowish grind into the pavement. Learn more. Steel yourself. Seek love. Be more. I'm going to realize my place in the world. Well, the +8 helped. Everyone lay upon Jor's spectrum. Everyone lay upon Jor's spectrum, each judged for their perceived and internalized values. You're approximately 0.52 decimals along the line into masculinity. That is, in a less abstract definition, a little over halfway to being a full man. Sorry, what? Slightly over halfway, yes. I'm only halfway? It is not ideal. I have to say it. Does that mean I'm a woman? Of course not. And do not react like some insensitive wimp. The feminine is a beautiful ideal by itself. Fearing it, fearing your position on the spectrum, is weakness by itself. The average man, if you think back to your ability to sniff out manhood, usually placed around 0.50 decimals of masculinity. That makes you 0.02 more man than the average man. So I'm actually super manly. Let us not get carried away. You are approximately averagely decently middle ground manly. A normally sized manhood instead of a perfectly median shaped man. That sounds like something entirely different. Inside? Yes, your manhood inside of you. Doesn't manhood mean, you know... What are you speaking of? Genitalia? Oh, no. Manhood is a concept, an idea, a feeling of masculinity hidden within your body. It is not the actual thing. That would be ridiculous. Are you sure about that? Of course. Now, you will choose. What? You know the truth, so choose a side. Okay. Tell me more about Lady Fair. The halflings built a religion out of feminine love. You can do something similar. Lady Fair, extra proficiencies and roles when speaking with feminine characters. Tell me more about Future Patriarch. A brotherhood, a patriarchy. A good and just world, it is within your grasp. Extra proficiency in roles when speaking with masculine characters. Which should I choose? Like, which would be the most useful? In all honesty, you should think of this as a representation of your future struggles. In other words, the person who blew up the tea shop, the one who you must discover, will it be a man or a woman? It could be either. A man. A sorcerer would surely be able to sling such esoteric force, but a man is more likely to enact it. What does feminine and masculine mean in this context? It means where the targets land on Jor's gender spectrum, they will always be on one side of this esoterically decided middle point. If you disagree with that judgment, take it up with Jor. You cannot do that. Jor is dead. That is what they tell you, yes. Okay, so that's basically saying there is a decision that's been made by the person who made the world, i.e. the person who made the game, and they have decided that everybody is on one side of this spectrum to some degree, and you'll get a bonus with whoever that is, and if the person doesn't match what you're expecting, you have to take it up with a dead god. Fair enough. I'm ready to make a decision. Do so. Stand tall. Do not be afraid. Future patriarch. Easy. Stand straight, shoulders back. Every man within a radius of 2 to 3, or I guess it's 2.3 kilometers will respect you for your choice here. The rest will soon follow. I'll be slightly less confused about gender and leave. I don't know, I think I'm still stuck on the having my manhood inside of me. But let's move on. Oh, there is another quest we need to do as well. Okay, let's do a little running, then we'll do the other quest. But yeah, it is touching upon, I can see what they're doing here. Wait, which way is this? Yeah, that's where we want to go. It's definitely touching upon real world issues that are very relevant. Like, there are a large number of younger men who are feeling disenfranchised and move on to more toxic, like, paths. Because, as they put it, it's a branding issue. It's a path that is more appealing, therefore, it is a path that gets more traction. So, yeah, it is a real issue. Anyway. Over here, over this way. All the way this way. Can I go? No, I don't think that's the right way. No, I think I want to go this way. Don't try and stab me outside here. I'm just going back to bed. Well, I'm not really going back to bed. I'm actually going back to then do the other thing. But I want to go back in here first. Okay, so it is now 3 hours after I was going to fall asleep. I'm going to save the game. Next time we'll start off with the other one of our quests. So we got this quest thing to do here, which will give us another feat. Or another thing that we can take root in. I don't know which one this one is, but I'm sure we'll remember it when we get to it. Also, we're very, very, very cleric. Slightly nationalistic, but mostly a cleric. Currently. But yeah, we'll do that, and I didn't see that last time. We'll get to that later as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.